guys defended the Bucks. What jumps out to you as far as how you guys defend?
Yeah, well, the story of the game defensively starts with Kevin Durant guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he continues to just impress our group with his willingness to guard the other team's best players. Sometimes perimeter guys, sometimes power players like Giannis, and wanting to take on that challenge and doing a great job with it. Giannis had some decent numbers tonight, but I thought he on the ball, KD on the ball was really good, and then I thought our team disposition with Giannis was really good. He didn't get a ton of easy looks at the basket, got a couple, and I don't feel like we gave up a ton of threes because of our commitment to him. But holding that team to 48 points in the paint is a strong defensive effort for us.
And then just to follow up with that, obviously you got to finish the possession with the rebound. Durant 10 rebounds, Beal 10 rebounds. How big was
Nurk
that?
10. Yeah, Bradley Beal getting 10 at the guard position, but also, KD. We talked about it pregame. A lot of times, Giannis just overpowers his primary defender, and that guy's usually not in the play to rebound. You know what I mean? We need second and third defenders to come in and grab the board. So for him to guard Giannis on the ball as much as he did and still get 10 rebounds, very impressive.
The other thing I had was, they obviously were pressing at the end, and you got turned it over a little bit. Was it? But you did find the ways to get it past.
Less than we have. Less than we have, and we. Yeah, we had a 35-point fourth quarter. That's what we're looking for. We continue to play with pace. We took care of the ball for the most part up until that one little flurry, and hopefully, we're improving with that.
Coach, we talked about the non-Booker minutes before the game. How did you like the way Beal was taking charge aggressively and the way that group functioned?
Yeah, Bradley was great. He had a great follow-up performance to his 43 points in Washington. Came in, led us during those stretches, but they had that big three in front of our bench late. But he's got a great ability to get downhill and get into the paint, either get to the rim or jam on the brakes for his short pull-up, which has been money for him. So great game for Bradley Beal tonight.
There's always a give-and-take element when you have three talented players of that caliber. Now that you're starting to build more reps together, does it feel like guys are getting more comfortable in terms of picking their spots there?
Absolutely. Each game that those three guys play together builds that cohesion. They find the balance, and what we love about our group is we're going to be a team that beats teams with one of those guys going off for 40 or 50 points, and we're going to be a team that beats those guys with great balance like we did tonight. I love that those guys are finding their way with that.
Coach, to follow up on Brad, how have you seen his confidence just evolve right now from the start of the season to now and just getting that time out there with the big three?
Yeah, I don't think his confidence has changed at all. I think just his finding his spots, has really come along, and I think getting his legs under him has come along. Or, when he was first trying to get back in, he's fighting a minutes restriction and playing with two other superstars, and there was just a lot of that with the early part of his return from his injury, and I think he's just getting more and more comfortable each game.
As far as Bull's minutes, what are you looking for with him as he goes from, okay, now he's in the rotation, you're trying to see how that looks, to he might know he's going to play every night and being a more consistent part of the game plan?
Yeah, we're in that phase where we're seeing where he fits in this puzzle. And we think he's an important piece. He's given us really good minutes. I was able to put the lineup out there that we're all compelled with. Bull, KD, and a center. A super long lineup against a guy like Giannis that's going to try to live at the rim. Some good, bad, some good with some bad with that lineup. But we're continuing to just evaluate and see where he fits.
You've got the game going on and you're evaluating, of course. But can you sense the momentum he brings when the crowd starts to get excited that he's coming in the game and he's making?
Well, he's very entertaining to watch. He does some stuff out there. The little scoop layup tonight was pretty awesome. And I love how our fans embrace his minutes.
Coach, with the trading deadline coming up, what is the mentality of you as a coach and also as management as far as the mentality going in? Do we need another player? Are we going to make a trade? What is that mentality considering the team's playing so low right now?
Well, I've been with teams where we felt like we definitely weren't good enough and had to do something to get better. We do not feel that way with this group. Obviously, there's a lot of phone calls taking place. If there's ways to improve our team, we'll take advantage of that. But we're very confident in the group that we have.
Frank, we're seeing a lot more of guards, specifically Brad, screening for KD. What is it about that kind of action that you like on the floor?
Well, you want certain as a the other team's defensive coordinator or head coach is concerned about those three guys that we have, and they want certain matchups on those guys. So a lot of times you can manipulate that to either attack a poor defender or, to get them in, blitz and recover type of action, which, there's a lot of ways to attack there. And it just gives us a good counter pitch to always playing through 5-man screens. And, our guys have been really good at it.
Frank, Kevin's and one dunk in the fourth quarter really kind of ignited the arena. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, just a little opening in the paint, and KD being really aggressive. He's obviously great at finding his spot for his mid-range, but when there's times to attack the rim, he tears that thing down, and definitely electrified our crowd during that stretch or during that play.
Coach, to expand on that question from Doug, just the pin down that Dirk had, basically seal off Bobby Portis there. There's something to be said about the growing chemistry. Obviously, it was the big three, but also between Dirk and KD.
For sure. I mean, those two guys have had good chemistry. Seems like from the time they were playing together in the summer and through training camp, that was pretty evident early on. But it continues to grow, and it's not just about Dirk throwing backdoor passes to him. There's all those screening angles and those types of things. Those things take time to develop, and we like Dirk doing the screen you referred to for all of our three guys. He got Book a lot of open looks early in the game, where he was rolling to the basket, sealing his own man, and then Book uses that space to get his short pull-ups, and just another way for those guys to build that cohesion.
Coach, you guys have now had 15 straight games where you shoot 49% or better as a team. Can you talk about the confidence that you have as a coach that you can just kind of work things around and trust that the ball is going to go in the hole even nights like tonight when you start slow?
Yep, we just got to continue to generate quality shots. That's the biggest thing, and then we got to take care of the basketball. It doesn't matter if we're going to shoot a high percentage if we give the ball away too many times, and we'll continue to look at ways that we can reduce our turnovers and let that shot making lead to bigger victories.
Coach, it seemed like the rotation was shorter. I know Josh played maybe 3 minutes, but you essentially played 8 guys. Was that just a product of playing Milwaukee, or is that something that you would like to proceed with?
No, it's just a product of me wanting to see the giant lineup of Bull, KD, and Drew or Nurk, and so we just gave Bull a few of those minutes that Jo normally would have been in there. Really, just a matchup thing.
Did you like what you saw out of that lineup?
Yes and no, some good and bad. It's definitely compelling. It's definitely something we want to look at.
Kev, I know fourth quarters have been sporadically a problem area for you guys, but how did you like the way you guys were able to close this one out and build some momentum to start the fourth quarter tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we made shots. We made timely buckets. We had a couple turnovers there late in the game when they're kind of desperate to get some stops and they're trying to get out and, speed the game up. But I felt like we were in control regardless. The end of the third is what did it for us. I mean, once you finish the third quarter with some good momentum, then we can ease into the fourth. But if we, not ease into it, but the fourth, we have a little bit more momentum on our side if we finish the third quarter off better. And I think tonight we were tied up for at like the 2-minute mark, I want to say, and then we end up being up 6 going into the fourth. So that was key. And in games in the past, we might have had some good momentum at the end of the third and then lose it quick in 30 seconds. A team tie the game up or go up 5 or 6, and now we fighting uphill. So in the third quarters, I mean, every quarter feeds into the fourth, but the end of the third was huge for us tonight.
Brad was kind of struggling with a shot through 3 quarters, but he was really aggressive to start that fourth. What did you like about the way he kind of took over there?
Yeah, he stayed with it. That's what great players do. Those shots don't fall. A lot of great looks, too. Open threes that, he felt that looked good leaving his hands. But we don't worry about Brad. We know he'll get it going. And as long as he's aggressive to shoot the ball, though. So 22 shots, we can live with those as long averages for him. You get more shots up, more comfortable you get. So good win for us, and let's keep moving forward.
When you go into a game knowing you're going to defend Giannis, what are some of the things you're focusing on?
You can't focus on a few things. You just – some players are so good that regardless of the scouting report or their tendency, you just got to play the game and not try to think too much out there. And rely on physicality, rely on my teammates, and just go from there. You know, you might make adjustments throughout the game. You might change some stuff up throughout the game, but you can't dictate what these great players are going to do. You can't force them a certain way. You just got to go out there and play extremely hard and physical.
What are those moments like for you when you're guarding him, he's guarding you, and you guys get to have that matchup all night?
It's not even about us. It's not even a moment to me. It's not even a thing to me. Like, and I'm sure it's not really a thing to him no more. I mean, maybe when he was younger, coming into the league, trying to establish himself, and he'll see some of the household names but it's about winning the basketball game. And it wasn't a one-on-one battle. He didn't approach it that way. I could tell he was just trying to play the right way, and vice versa.
How do you like that screening role with either you screening for Brad or vice versa, Brad screening for you?
Yeah, I mean, anytime we can utilize our best ball handlers and scorers in different positions as screeners, as ball handlers, it's just going to make our attack even more balanced.
Kevin, that dunk in the fourth quarter kind of ignited the arena. Can you walk us through that, what you saw?
Yeah, we got to stop, I think. Did we get a stop? We might got to stop and run out. And, you know, when guys, you know, sprint to the rim like I think Nurk did on that play, got EG open, and he's such a great shooter. People flying at him and just forget about me for a split second. I'm there in the middle of the paint, and it's on me to finish. I'm glad I didn't pull up for a floater or a mid-range. I just wanted to be aggressive to get to the rim. I had missed a few shots that I thought I should have made early on, so I wanted to see one go down. And I'm glad the crowd got ignited from that. We missed our home crowd, been on the road for so long, so to feel their energy and their love was cool.
Nurk called that OKC KD, just the lift there.
That's the PHX KD.
Can you speak to the growing chemistry that you have with Nurk? Obviously, there was the Dallas game that happened with Grant Williams, and then Coach talked about the chemistry that you built with Nurk since the summer when you were in training camp. But where do you see that it is now between you two besides you, Book, and Beal?
Yeah, I mean, just we get more comfortable being around somebody every day like this, and we get more and more comfortable. And Nurk trusts me, you know, that I'm gonna catch some of those passes over the top that may be a little risky. I trust him to just thread the needle sometimes when I'm struggling to shoot the ball to get me a layup or something. So, you know, teammates, when you start to communicate without even having without having to talk, I think that's when you go to that next level as a teammate. And there's times where he could just look at me and I know, all right, I got a cutback door. And when he haul ass into the post, I'm like, I know what play this is. And, you know, so we kind of got just from being around each other this year, we understand each other and where he likes the ball, where I like the ball. And I think everybody is getting used to one another like that.
Kevin, since Brad came back, you guys are second in the league offensively. Is this kind of what you all envisioned, just this three-headed monster attack on the floor?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we wanted to be one of the best offensive teams in the league. Obviously, that's the way the league is going, where you got to score points if you want to stay in games. Obviously, defense is important. But the best teams in the league do both at a high level. Shoot the ball pretty well, very efficient, high assists, low turnovers. You know, what we had today, it was crazy because I looked up. We had one assist with 2 minutes to go in the first half. And I'm like, shit, you know, we got to go. And so I want to say we had 14 assists maybe in that second half.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, so that's you know, that's the formula for us is everybody touching the basketball, we moving it, we getting out in transition, we got back up to 50% shooting. We was like hovering around 37, 38, so that shot making was there in the second half. I think we just calmed down and settled in back home after being on the road for a while. And I mean, you got to think about their team too. They missing 3 starters. Like, it's one of these games you got to just move on and throw away. And it's good practice for us to come back home, but next game is going to be a huge game. Those guys right underneath us, they playing incredible basketball. Utah, right? Playing incredible basketball, so we want to try to build off this win.
Yeah, they were speed OKC tonight.
That's what I'm saying. So we got to be prepared for this one. It's going to be a tough matchup.
That shot making you guys have a great shot making, terrific shot making. Is that more of a function of still getting to know each other still and still working together like that?
Say it again. Our shot making, you said?
You had some kind of ridiculously good
Oh yeah.
7-game streak.
Yeah, I'd really like to credit the coaching staff for simplifying our offense. You know, we got some nice sets that we run for 3-pointers, and backdoors and stuff, but for the most part, we try to put our scorers in the best position to be successful, our shooters in the best position, our rollers to the rim, and we're simplifying the offense, and we was able to get to our spots and not have to think too much and knock them down. And I feel as though even though we may struggle shooting the ball earlier in the game, I think it's going to always come back around because we got good energy when we move the ball, when we play fast, when we keep it simple. And I think that's been the formula, just keeping it simple.
Kevin, what do you try to take away? What do you try to take away when you're defending Giannis? What is like a priority, number one?
I don't want to play too far off of him because he's so. I don't want to make it a mini fast break in the half court. So when you see a lot of guys, Giannis got the ball at the 3-point line, they at the middle of at the free throw line, and start to back up as he started to drive. That's like, well, you're dead then, because he got a head of steam. He's so strong, he's so long and athletic that he can finish over top of anybody from almost the dot. So closing up that space, making him feel the pressure a little bit, have to make a couple moves, have to spin, you know what I'm saying, have to think, and. It's tough doing it. I'm not saying it's easier said than done, but you know, if you can try to be more physical and at the point of attack instead of taking that, you know, once he's full head of steam and then taking a hit, it'll make your life a little bit easier. But regardless of anything, it's always tough guarding him.
Katie, I was talking to Doc Rivers tonight. He was talking about Bobo, just how disruptive he is and everything. He said that basically that he's going for him, you know, when he's not playing the Bucks. But right now, you kind of just talked about there's a couple of shots that he passed up that was open. What do you say to him to take those shots? And then also on defense, Doc Rivers was saying too that they have some shooters open, but they have to really rethink about their shots when they see 7-3 Bobo, 7-3 Bobo coming in.
Yeah, what I love about Bowl is he has a way higher IQ than what people think. Like you said, he passed us some shots that he could have shot, but he understands if we move the ball again, you might get it back on the other side. And he is not stepping outside of himself and doing things that he doesn't normally do. He's playing with energy. He's talking out there. Like, I love what he brings, man. I just love everything about Bo, and you could tell that everybody loves Bo and rooting for him. Even the crowd, every arena we go to, they rooting for Bo. Like you said, Doc said that he's rooting for him when he's not playing his team. So he's just a great soul, man. I like being around him. I like to see his growth as a player, and his IQ is growing every single day for the game. And we just want him to continue to build on this to a point where we expect him to do stuff like this even more every night. So we're going to stay on him. He going to, you know, Bo's the type of guy, he's going to come to work regardless, not say nothing, keep his head down and work every day. But we're also going to keep it encouraging him, but also, you know, continue to hold everybody accountable. That's what's going to make us a better team.
Brad, I know the fourth quarters have been sporadically a problem area for you guys this season, so how was it closing tonight out and, you know, being able to build a lead to start that way?
First, I want to praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For me, man, it was fourth. I know everybody makes a crazy deal out of the fourth, man, but I think it's our approach to it, just staying aggressive. You know, I think sometimes we got a lead and we want to, I guess, coast or just kind of go through the motions. But I think when we stay aggressive, like we did tonight, it puts us in really better situations of flow, you know, offensively, and then obviously getting stops helps too. So I'm just happy we were able to put it all together tonight.
Frank was talking about how he felt like in those fourth quarter minutes when Book is out and you and KD are out there, he wanted to empower you a little bit more. Has something clicked for you? Has he emphasized being more aggressive in those stretches, or is it just kind of a natural progression?
A little bit of both. I mean, obviously getting my legs and feet and feel of the game back, but him encouraging me and basically and saying in front of the whole team, like, no, we're Brad and Kay, like, let's go, get us going, run actions, and you know that's definitely encouraging for sure. You know, it pushes me to continue to be aggressive and you know, help us in however he sees fit. But you know, when we have that lineup initially out there and to start the fourth, we have to be aggressive for sure.
You've taken a number of shots to the nose over these last few games. How how is it doing? Are you gonna need to get it reset at some point?
Yeah, at some point I'll have to get a reset. I know it's probably look at me straight. My nose is probably like a S, but I'll get a reset. It like my breathing is fine. That's not altered, which is probably like the biggest worry, and obviously the bone being able to be movable post 2-3 weeks now. So the longer we wait, it gets tougher to do that procedure. So luckily we got All-Star break coming up. I'll have to make a decision whether or not I'm doing a little bit of a little nose job or not. I'll wait till the off season.
Brad, you guys have had a lot of success whenever you're screening for KD or vice versa. Is that something that you got a lot of practice with John and Russ throughout your Wizards years?
Honestly, no. No. I rarely ever said screens for John and Russ. I probably slipped out of those screens more than anything because they're flying downhill. No, it was just I don't know, man. It was just something I just kind of picked up on. I think Grayson earlier in the year was doing a really good job of it, just, screening guys, especially when guys try to hide guys on our players. And, I think him just going in the screens early and finding, himself in the lane. And I was like, you know what? I need to get my ass in there and do that. Like, get some mid-range shots, get some easy touches, being able to facilitate out of it easier, and just get some easier looks. Get guys off of K, force them to make decisions for it. Because guys don't like leaving his body. Guys don't like switching. So it creates a lot of confusion.
What's the biggest adjustment to wearing the mask? Is it just the discomfort?
It sucks. I think just getting used to your peripherals not being there. Obviously you have your eye holes, but you can't really see left, right, too far, down, too far. Like, once I dribble the ball's gone. Like, I can't see the ball. So a lot of times you might see me, like, putting my head down trying to dribble. But, at the end of the day, it's a protective thing. As long as I can see the basket and it doesn't slide around, I'm fine. Sometimes it does, it might move and one eye might be a little bit off, but, I'm out there. So I won't make it it won't be an excuse for me.
This might sound like a dumb question, but how much fun do you have playing basketball? There was a video of after Kevin Durant's dunk, you were like
punching the ball. I enjoy it, man. I enjoy this game. I've been blessed to play it for this 12 years now. I'm on an unbelievable team. I always say that, man. I try to embrace every single day I come in here and be with these guys, because these opportunities don't come around often or every day. I'm just happy to be back healthy. I'm happy to be back playing. I'm just embracing every single thing that comes with the game, the highs and lows, good and bad, wins, losses. Just embrace it all, man. And when we played this game when we were younger, we didn't get paid to do it. We played it because it was fun. It was the best sport ever. And I kind of have that kid-like mentality when I'm back out there. There's no better feeling than I feel like you play your best game when you're having fun.
Is that levity over the course of an 82-game season, especially for a team like this that has such serious aspirations? Is that?
Yeah, that's why a lot of guys probably think I'm like a class clown sometimes or jokester. I try to keep it light. It's a long year, like you said. Building that camaraderie is always important. Those relationships with guys on and off the floor, and it should be fun, man. We shouldn't be stressed about anything. We got the best job in the world. There's other people in life who deal with real life pressure situations and real life, unfortunate. They can't provide for them. That's pressure. We play a game. We have when you shoot the ball, it's either make or miss. Those are the only two outcomes. And so. You just take that in stride and just enjoy the processes of it, enjoy the work that you put in, and the results will be what they are. But don't be a results-driven guy. Just enjoy the process, enjoy every minute of it, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Kevin was saying after the road trip that you guys came closer together, had a lot of fun with each other. How big was that, just being around each other and getting to know each other more helps moving forward?
Well,
talking what you were talking about.
Well, 2 weeks is a long time. 2 weeks is a long time for anybody on the road. But it built the camaraderie, man. It forces us to be together, forces us to hang out, be around each other a lot more. On the road, it's just us. It's just us in that building. And so like you said, it definitely we had a lot of fun and we built a lot of camaraderie on this last trip, and it's important, down the stretch. Like you said, 82 games is a long year, but you have those ties, those relationships, those fun moments, with teammates. That's what propels you, to remember this years and years down the line, and just being able to enjoy a team like this is crazy to think about at times. But I'm blessed to be here.
Brad, on Kevin's dunk in the fourth quarter, Nurk said that was Oklahoma City, or OKC KD. What do you see on that play?
I need K to do that a little bit more, man. I need him to do it more. No, but K's aggressiveness. He's 7 feet tall. He can shoot the ball. Man, he can do everything, man. It's a little bit unfair. I get a little jealous sometimes. Wish I was 7 feet. But no, he's one of the best to ever do it, man. And nothing he does really surprises me. I'm just happy that he's on my team and I get to watch it and see him put in the work and see the results of the work he puts in, man. It's amazing to just witness on a nightly basis. But I always try to push him to be the best and continue to lead us, because he's the guy. We need him in all fashions when he's attacking. When he's in attack mode and he's locked in, ain't nothing you can do.
Brad, can you talk about what an NBA locker room is like around the trade deadline?
It depends, honestly. Trade deadline, gets a little rocky for teams, players, and there's always the elephant in the room, or just the hanging cloud of uncertainty over everybody's head, and everybody's like, man, just get through 3 o'clock on Thursday, and you're good then. I mean, it's tough, man. I understand it, from a player, from an organizational standpoint. Like everybody wants to be better. Everybody wants to be in a good situation. Some guys don't want to be moved at all. So, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. You understand that comes with the territory. I leave that up to Josh and James. But, I mean, it gets tough in locker rooms for sure. I've been in environments where, especially when you're not winning, that's probably one of the most crappy places to be, because nobody knows what's going to go on. Nobody knows if they're going to be moved. So it gets a little disheartening, but you got to try to encourage guys to understand that, yes, it's a business. 2, if another team wants you, then shit, go to that team and go do well, go be the guy, go be what they need you to be. And there's 30 teams in the league, man. Like, if they don't want you, somebody else does, so don't look at it as a downfall or anything like that. Like, use it as a motivation to pick you up and put you in a better place and attack what's in front of you.
Brian, I'm sure with you being healthy that you would rather just keep playing as opposed to the All-Star break being there, but at the same time, can that be a benefit to you to sort of reset, cross some T's, dot some I's with the nose, things like that?
All-Star break is always awesome. We all could use a little break. Guys have been working their tails off, and competing all year, and playing through injuries and stuff. So break is always necessary. I'll continue working on break, that's for sure. But I'll keep working.
So what you're saying, mental more than physical, you would say?
100%. I mean, obviously, you still got to do some things to keep you in shape. You still got to. Can't just not do anything for 6-7 days and come back and we're playing Dallas and get our ass kicked. Like, we gotta make sure that we're doing a little cardio, shoot a little bit. Just keep yourself engaged, like, obviously you don't want to just drain yourself with hoops, but when you're on your vacay, you're on the beach, wherever, run in the sand, or get a good workout in, get a good sweat in, make sure we're coming back ready to go.
Only other thing I had was defensively. You've talked all, hey, that's got to be better. How would you assess tonight's defense?
Still got to be better. We good, though. We got to be better still. I mean, we made it tough on Giannis, but, I mean, he's a specimen. He's going to find his way in the paint. I think we did a good job of forcing him to turn the ball over and forcing him to take tough shots. I mean, Malik had a really good game, shot it well from 3, but I think we did a good job of just keeping everybody else at bay, forcing them to take a lot of tough contested shots or one shots and out. So, I mean, it was a better approach tonight. It was a super physical game, I would say that. playoff game for sure. But I mean, I was definitely proud of how we closed and finished.
Getting back to your trip for a minute,
Last
if
one.
you don't mind. Special night for you in Washington, special night for Katie in Brooklyn. Is that even extra team camaraderie building and team?
100%. You know, coaches and players and everybody speaks on them before the game. Like, you know, let's get one for Kay, for all the staff that was in Brooklyn before, and the same with me in DC, me and Goody. Jay Good being in DC, you know, we want to get one for us there, and it definitely gives you a little bit more motivation. Like I just talked about, like when you're traded, man, like I love DC to death. I'm trying to kick your ass now. I'm trying to kill you. But I mean, it definitely gives you, it uplifts you for sure, and then to have the team behind you, I mean, that gives you all the confidence in the world to go out there and try to be the best you can be.